And hello everybody and welcome back to our Kansas Gaming. Kansas here bringing some more Space Engineers and the Hoodwinked scenario, Core Survival. Okay, now that we're back, we have, as you can see here, I've done some work on the base here. As you can see, we've now got from our assembler, it now goes round to our refinery, through a sorter block, up to an assembly block, and as you see, we need a builder now across to our to our new additions here, which is the oxygen farm and the algae farm that we have here. However, I've run out of materials, so I think we are going to have to go out on a bit of a binge to find them. Now, I do know there is some iron, like 200 odd meters that way, but I'd rather, if I'm going to dig in, I'd rather dig further afield. But, oh, that actually certainly helps. There's an unknown signal just coming down there. Okay, so the iron, according to this, is around about, well, it's underneath this patch here. All the iron that we are looking for. But let's go and see what's in that unknown signal first. That's dropping down the ground somewhere around about this sort of region. More than that, we've got some cobalt there, some silicon there. Where is this thing landing anyway? It must be somewhere in this sort of region anyway. I mean, oh, look at that. We actually got some silver in the area over that way. Cool. Alright, I think it's going to land on that mound. So we'll get out here and we'll get ourselves ready. Got an engine on the underneath, button on the top. Alright, okay, so while I'm finding all the bits and pieces inside this lovely vehicle, do remember to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, tap that notification bell and leave us that nice comment below. Okay, grab some of that. Always useful. Oh, grab all of this lovely jubbly stuff that they're giving us for free. I mean, we could probably salvage our way across the planet if we really wanted to. I mean, you know, no wrong to do that either. Alright, there we go. So that's all of that. But I do believe we are going to need an iron, a true iron mine anyways. For long-term. Let's try more towards these mountains. I have a feeling somewhere towards these mountains might yield us some results. We've got some silicon that way. I've been thinking about what to do. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm thinking. It's a reasonable distance away. Yeah, we'll work from here. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking is we're going to eventually need to keep on exploring. I think rather than just having something like the Landshark, which is an awesome vehicle anyway, I think what we're going to need eventually is to really go to town and actually make ourselves a more long-term vehicle. Now, where is this iron at? Iron is 23 meters. That way. If I was to go straight down, it's about 18 meters. I think I'm going to go in from about here. So I'm going to... the question is, do I start churning in through the rock? Yeah, let's just take it. This is where this is probably going to get a bit loud, a bit noisy. dig ourselves a pit, which we can start from. Now the reason why I wanted to do a pit was so that we can collect. How are we looking? Okay, so we are now digging a pit, which is great. This is exactly what we want. Just to begin with. I'm not sure, but I think that might actually be iron. Probably not. But the great news is we've got somewhere to put it all. Okay. So we're still going to head towards that. I mean, yeah, this is going to be the boring bit where we're sort of trying to just gather all the resources that we need. Interesting, the crouching actually gets me further in. There we go. A little bit more. Collecting them going by pressing holding down the F key, as you can probably guess. That's probably a good place to leave it for now. Okay, so we've got some resources out there. I'm going to just document this as our iron mine for now. So, can't even spell it correctly. There we go. Still need to at some point hunt down an oasis as well to get ice. We do need to get a sifter in here ASAP. I love that. Silicon, cobalt, got silver down there. Well, this is quite a good area for a lot of our basic resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold up here for the moment. Whoops, too far. Yeah, that should do it. We'll just drop it all in here for... No, hold on. That's a good point. How do I get that in there? I didn't think this through, did I? Ha ha ha. I could do it. It's just finding that golden moment again. There we go. So I already had it set up to start the production of the necessary materials. Well, that could be a mute point because of the fact I've got loads more materials now. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we can actually put together here. Oh, look at that. So we've got an algae farm. Hey. Get that conveyor junction in there. Production window. We're out of iron again. Okay, so we're a little bit closer to our dream. Yeah, we've got the algae going in here. It's not exactly that efficient, but we're getting some out, which is what we want. We need a sustainable food source because we've only got 7 packs left. Definitely needed to eat some more. I need to have a coffee. That's better. I really needed that actually. Okay, so I think what we need to do is grab some of this stuff that we can actually know's got iron in it. And backward engineering. I think that's all silicon though. Silicon and iron is computers. What's wrong? Nickel and silicon. Displays. Oh, silicon and iron. I think that's about all I can legitimately do without actually causing some issues. Okay, so if I go in there, actually go disassemble so it doesn't just rip them through. You just go production. Right. So sort of work on, just overkill it and just. I could have actually just gone disassemble all. That would have done better. There we go. Save me some time. But there's 2 ways of doing it anyway. Available is going up nicely. So what do I need? There we go. I should at least sort that out. So that'll bring that through there. Okay. Okay, I'll do this again because I think I've made a mistake somewhere. Okay. Okay, so we've got a way in, which is great. Okay, so nothing in the assembly queue. So 5 con, 9 tube. Okay. 16 con, 20 tube. Just trust me on this one, I'm getting this right. 30 small steel tube. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh. Maybe we do need to put these through. Assembler. We'll let that do that. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at that unknown signal that came to Earth over this way. Oh, not far away as well. Useful. Oh, it's one of those big ones as well. Oh, that's good. That's going to have loads of good parts in it. Another drill, some magnesium. Always useful. I know signal there. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Nothing. Bother. Oh well. I love that. It can never really get the angle of dangling just right. There we go. Alright, let's see what that does for us. Whee! Because ideally, we really want to get this all of this all geared up. I've got excess. I'm not really bothered at the moment. Okay. Hey. Now we got oxygen. Right. 2 large steel tubes, and we're cooking with gas. Can we do it? We can't do it. We just don't have the power, Captain. In this case, we don't have the resources. Okay. So let's go in there. Let's see what we got. What we got. We can get rid of. Let's go with a bit of that, bit of that, bit of that, and some of that, some of that, and some of that, actually. And then we can just go ping. I love this. Most of what we're doing at the moment seems to be gained from, well, whatever falls from the sky. You know. I think it's going to be like the meteor come barreling through the sector, knocking things out of the stars, and whatever falls to the planet is what it's hit, basically. Or some nonsense like that, you know what I mean? I'm just having fun with it, you know, guys. I mean, really am having fun with this. I mean, just doing something new, doing something different, and having fun with it in the meantime. You know, making up a good story that basically fits the narrative of what's going on. You know. Magnesium would go in there. Well, intrinsically speaking, we could actually do something along the lines of just throw that in there. But, okay, where were we? Okay, so we've got our O2H2 gen. Okay, where is everything lined up? I mean, we could always have it that comes up, goes across, comes down. So you know, we got something that connects to it, or we could just, you know, connect in that way. Either way, we've got options there. Right, now that should have opened up a few items for us. Let's open up the food processor, which is great because we really do need one of those. Oh no, I want to keep that in there. Actually, let's put that in there. We'll have that one for that. Number 3, sorry, we're gonna go. Oh, wrong one. Where is it? That welder, that grinder, that one there, that doohickey there. Let's go through that again. So that goes like that. We got because we use those quite a lot as well. Right, what we got? I'm not sure why we got access to Protec stuff when we can't even build any of it. Not even its smaller variants. I mean, because Protec frame, capacitors, circuitry, yeah, the list goes on. Yeah, we can't build any of this stuff. Right, what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? Where do we need it? How do we need it? When do we need it? We did say about getting a battery in here somewhere. Probably be best getting some more wind turbines. Well, we can. It's DHI, which is cool. We've managed to get that in there. Consolidation there. Character items. I can't minimize that. Okay. Have I put sifters in here or something? Okay. Oh, okay. Ah, okay, so it's saying gravel sifters is within this chunk here. That's unlocked by having a proper assembler, which I do believe we actually have unlocked. There we go. Because we need we do need a proper assembler and a proper refinery to exchange for these. So let's do some think. Yeah, let's do a Pooh Bear. Think. Hey, come on! You can't beat a good Pooh Bear, can you? I mean, you know, best character ever. Okay. Alright, let's extend out this way. So I think for that, let's start with getting... Actually, do we have any steel plate? No, we've got none. So let's get about 20 sheets of that produced. We'll keep our eyes open for any more drops from the sky for now. But actually, this is kind of fun. Actually, you know, we don't know. Let's get rid of these as well. All right, we don't know where things are going to be in the long run of it. Or I think let's, I don't know, let's do... Oh, really? Ah, that's not says the reason as well. Okay, so I'll get that in there. Get a bit of a ramp in there. Yeah, make that nice and smooth like that. Okay, so... Right. Now, for assemblers, we've got two different types. We've got one which is... I've never understood this in terms of how you put them together and be able to interconnect them and all that. This, on the other hand, the industrial assembler, that makes more sense to me. You can get 4 modules in there. I tend to go with speed modules because it just works. But this time around, I'm thinking 2 power modules, 2 speed modules, and I think that's going to be perfect. But to do that, we're also going to need to think about where we place this, how we place this as well. So I think for now, I'm going to place that there. So that's going to we're going to then feed in through into here. We can then carve those 2 out. We can then put a power module on top and bottom, speed modules on the back or something like that. Okay. Right, no worries so far. So yeah, just to show you, the only connectors we've got are at that front and back point. Okay. So next we need a full-blown assembler. Sorry, refinery even. Assembler. What am I smoking? Ah, tis be good ganja, man. Right, okay. I know, my accent's terrible. My apologies to all the Jamaicans out there. I think like that. So what we can then do... Actually, no, even better. Even better. Yeah. So let's do that, and then we can go... Where is it? That one there. We can go plonk. And then we can just have it feed around to the back there. Yeah. Liking that. Okay, so we're going to need some interior plate this time round. 10 units is going to be a good start. Right. Get that in like that. That goes in there, and then I think there's a couple of... Yeah. Nice. Okay. So that's basically what we want. We want this sort of a layout so that we can then just feed through into here. Brilliant. I'm going to bring this... like that. Going to cut out that piece there. And then those pieces can come out like that. It's still suspended, held in place by these, and we can then get under here and then just throw in those modules. Actually, do we have access to modules yet? No, I believe we need to build one of these first. Okay. So, so I'm going to say let's start with 40 interior. Oh, we've got an unknown signal. We've got to go do salvage ops. Because that's what we're doing at the moment. There's tons of salvage ops. Oh, survival level 3. Nice. I think I got survival level 2 after the last episode. I did some more work to add in like that assembly loop. Oh bother! I didn't take into account that. That's alright. I can revamp that. That's easy. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I know what to do. Parking brake might be an idea. I mean, how many vehicles have I lost because I've accidentally left the parking brake off? Right, anti-radiation, nice. Okay, there's the thingamajig. What's me call it with the thingamy-bob with right hand, left hand throttle sprocket. Translation, where's the button? Ah, screw this. There we go. I don't know why I'm leaning my head. I always do that when I do this stuff. It's true though. Anybody who says they don't do it, they're a liar. Yeah, I call them out as a liar. Even if they don't realise they're doing it or not, you know, we all do it. It's a human nature thing. You know. I find this amusing is the number of people who do it. I mean, and it gets more interesting depending on the I'm not sure what the correct word here is. The level of intelligence or learning condition that the person has, you know. For example, like myself. Whoa, that was a nice jump. I know I've got a learning disability. I don't need to be formally diagnosed to actually say that I do. I just know. Because the sort of person I am and some of the quirks that I have. Am I ashamed? No. It's who I am, for Christ's sake. Why would I be ashamed? Okay. I'm actually looking at this. I'm thinking I've been a twonk. I think what we should do is actually have it come out of here, come back this way, and then when we get rid of this refinery, we basically sort of connect it in as a loop there. Right. How am I going to get this in here? That goes in, I guess, in there. And that can, we go down here. Go donk. Refinery we go. Blip. I'm just looking at the way this is going. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was a complete and utter moron. Going to come... Yeah. So if I come out this way... to a flanged end even. Put that way round. can go like that. Yeah. There we go. And then we got our... Yeah, that's better. You know how it is sometimes when you just know that something is wrong. You can sort of like just... I'm not sure exactly how to word it. It's almost like you can sense it. Yeah. I mean, I'm no Jedi, sort of sense, but what I mean is, it's like you just, you know what works. It's just figuring out how it works, and that's what I've just done. Because what we want to happen is we want somewhere to just be able to put just in-feed into the refinery. It comes round into the assembler, builds all our stuff. Well, I think we're going to have probably eventually have it tee off into a cargo container where we're going to put ingots, and then it just flows through to our component store here, which might grow into a bigger one eventually based on what we've done before. Now, where was I? Oh yes, I was going to grab a load of this stuff. Okay. Right, what can we build here? Right, so 12, 24, so 34. Small steel tube. 14, so 34 construction components. This is where having the proper assembler is going to be a godsend in the end. And 11 motors, if I count that right. Hold on. What's the reason for the hiccup? Iron. We need 97 units of iron. That's going to be about 280 units of iron. But we've got to start somewhere, haven't we? Just making sure we've got enough time for the rest of this. Come on. Thank you. I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to build these tonight. Alright, I'm going to start with the basics. Okay, so it's got that in place, which is great. Okay, that's now empty. Right, the assembly is going to be our next big project, because that we really need in place. Because if we can get that in place, we can then probably do something in the meantime. entirely sure how I'm going to do this yet. Everything's sort of like a yet game around here. Okay. Okay, let's start with what we got. So that always helps. Okay, 9 display. This is the bit I hate, is all this build, not building stuff, but guessing if have I clicked enough times while it's suddenly going, through all the components, and I'm like, did I click 9 times or did I click 10? Truth be told, I hit the right amount of times. Okay, so that's that in place. Oops. 152 computers. Right, that's 152. It looks like we've got enough for that. I'm just looking around for another drop pod. I'm thinking, please God, another drop pod, please. But hey, drop off there. Might as well get rid of some of these excess ones that we don't need. I'm thinking that O2 pod might eventually move. Interesting. I've just had an interesting plan. Okay. This is going to be dumb, probably. But I'm thinking, get rid of those. Get rid of that. And you guessed it, move it there. I mean, why not? I mean, if it fills the role, then it. Acts as a conveyor. So if it looks like a dog, barks like a dog, it must be a dog. In this case, a conveyor. I mean, intrinsically, I'm not wrong, am I? Alright, let's get rid of that. Redo that. Okay, that was just so I could see what I've got left. 40 con, 136 steel plate. You see what I mean? And again, I'm looking around for that elusive drop pod. It'll probably come like, I don't know, about 15 minutes from now. When I don't need it or some nonsense like that. There we go. So, right, well, I could wait for the drop pod, or I can just keep on going. Now, you know what? I'm going to keep that in there so I can actually get access to this stuff for now. Actually, what is in here? 40 construction and about 100 steel. Do you know what? I've got an idea. If that is 40 construction, 100 steel plate, and we go back over a minute. We need 21 con and 136 steel plate. So this is what I'm thinking. We need 252. So if I do that,
energy low.
Grab all of this stuff, throw it back in the assembler, and hit frappe. We're getting somewhere. Wish there was another drop, but you know, what can you do? Oh, there we go. We'll wait for it to touch down though. Right, it's almost done with that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bing! Alright, well if we can get our 100 out of there, that's wonderful. Because what I'm now thinking is we move the basic assembler into a place where we can use it temporarily until we can actually get access to the mainstream assembler. I think I've got a cunning plan for this. My old assembler. We'll sort that out in a minute. Okay, where's the rest of my steel? That's all those materials. Oh, come on. I need 22 steel plate. Alright. We we also really need to find a way of getting the battery charged on this as well. Hopefully this will get us the steel that we need. Tree! Another tree! Rolling. Keep those wagons rolling. Rawhide. Well, that certainly wasn't my intention when I started singing the song, but hey, if it works, it works. I'm not going to argue with the results. I don't think any of you were either. Well, there's our 20-something steel plate that we needed. Oh yeah, that is the end station. You know, whenever you start a new scenario, you always find something tucked into the cockpit. Yeah, well, that's basically what that is. I think, judging... Oh, Jesus Christ. Judging from where everything is, where it seems to be, it's on the other side of the planet. Jesus. I think this is another good reason of having a land shark. I need something that's stable. Oh, 3 shy, come on! Oh, well, we got a working, so that's good. Alright, let's get our health back up a bit. Let's get some food in us as well. Out of coffee, typical. Well, we are almost at an hour anyway. But yeah, we've now got a working industrial assembler. We just need to move a few things around to actually make things work properly. One of the other things that we also need to do is grab all our resources and move them where they need to be. So I think what I'm going to do now is, as this is attached to that, this is attached to that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out, disassemble this, I'm going to put in, actually, can we get the basic, no, have O2H, O2 generator. Oh, that's bigger and nicer. Oh, I should have put that one in the end. Alright, we'll do that in a minute. Or later, maybe. Alright. Okay, no, wrong one. I need that one. I need the basic doohickey. Basic one can go there. It's got the through port like that, which is what we require. we're missing some steel. Where's the missing steel? There. Okay, quality. Okay. Ingots go in here, I do believe. That goes in there. Quality. Okay, we'll grab the gravel. I think it's a gravel, not gabble or something like that. Anyway, moving on. Perfectamundo. Okay. And just the one little change that we've seen about in the end here. I'm not really too bothered about the numbers. Now, where was it? That one there. Right, Lab O2. We'll have to go that way around, yeah. Needs a few more components, but it'll look better in the long run. So, what do we need? Hold on, what do we need actually? 40 steel plate. Two large steel tube and 40 bulletproof. Actually, do we have any of that? No. Two large steel tube and 40 bulletproof. Well, looks like we got the materials for the bulletproof. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw these. How do I get this in here? No, that's not going to let me do it. That's the problem with the way that this is arranged at the moment. Aha! Almost forgot. We do have a way in. Ah! Need to put in some a staircase or something in there. How much do we need? About 300 more. Right. That's a good starter. We'll just grab everything we got for now. I deliberately did that just to be able to get the amount. Oh, close but no cigar. There we go. If I go in there, just do that. Yeah, there we go. Right, that should now be everything. All hunky-dory. You're kidding me. Just because of one steel plate, the whole production ground to a halt. You're absolutely joshing me, right? Huh? Oh, the wind's died down. Got an idea. Right, what do we not need? Algae farm, refinery. Well, shutting everything down, we still ain't got enough. Output 1.25 kilowatt. Industrial assemble. Needs a kilowatt. So intrinsically speaking, that should be working. Right, so I'm going to need to get some more wind turbines in place. I need to figure out some way of being able to generate a bit more energy. Yeah, I don't understand exactly what's going on there. But, long and short of it though, we've got everything in place. We are good to go. We are getting somewhere. So, all I need to do now is just keep on plodding along. I'll monitor this from my end, get a few more of these systems in place, see what I can do towards the refinery as well, and then go from there. And then hopefully next time we can then maybe do things like more wind turbines, like more this, that, and the other. We'll see how where the winds blow us in this campaign, in this scenario even. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next time on Arcangulus Gaming.